Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at this headlamp that I recently picked up. This is from Nebo, and it's called the Mycro Headlamp and Cap Light. Now, the reason that I picked this up is because I just really enjoyed the form factor. It is very small, so when they say micro, it is very small as far as headlamps go. Now, I don't normally use a headlamp day to day, but it's always good to have them just because they fill a particular use, and that's if you want to be hands-free, totally hands-free. If you use a flashlight, you normally have to have it in your hand, or if it's like something that has a magnetic base or something like that, you can put it onto a magnetic surface, or if it's able to tail stand, you can do that. But again, the light isn't specifically directed at what you're looking at. That's where the headlamp comes in. You can actually direct that light directly at what you're looking at because it's sitting right on top of your head and generally in your forehead area. And if it's smaller and if it's lightweight, it's going to be a lot more comfortable. Now, normally with a lot of headlamps that you see out there, you will see them, especially if they're battery operated, they'll generally come with like 3 AAA batteries, the smaller size ones, or some rechargeable batteries. This one here is rechargeable, which is the other thing that I really liked about it. Now you do have a high output of 400 lumens, and then obviously it tells you right there that it is rechargeable. And as you guys can see, it is very small from here from the packaging. Now on the back, it does give you some information as far as the modes, the outputs, and things like that. So if you guys want to take a look at it, you can go ahead and pause the video there. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and take this out of the packaging, and we'll see everything that comes with it. Alright guys, so here is everything that comes inside of the packaging. Again, this is the Mycro Headlamp and Cap Light. So you have an instruction manual right here. You have the actual light here. You have a micro USB to USB-A charging cord, and then you have the strap that'll go around your head. So looking at the strap, first things first, it is very minimal, which I do like. It does have, it's elastic, so it does have some give to it, which is going to make it more comfortable. It is very thin, I'd say about 1 inch tall, so it's not going to take up a lot of space, especially if you're going to be wearing a hat or something like that. And then you can adjust it to fit a little bit tighter, obviously depending on the size of your head. So I do like this. I like it's branded. It says Nebo, and it's kind of this grayish color with some designs on it. But it is very small, so it kind of goes with the size of the light. So that's really cool because again, you want to make sure that it keeps a small footprint. Because again, this is not something that personally I would be using regularly. So I want to be able to have it stashed somewhere like in a bailout bag or something like that. Maybe if I go camping in a camping backpack, so I don't want it to take up too much room. The charging cable here is just your standard kind of flat charging cable. Again, it is a micro USB. I almost wish that it was a USB-C, but for the price of this light, I think you just really can't ask for too much, so that's fine that they do include it. And then the instruction manual here is good because it does have different features and different outputs and stuff like that. So it talks a little bit about what you get with the light, and then on the inside here it just kind of talks again about some of the different outputs and what you can do. So you can go straight to turbo mode, you can go straight to red because you do have a couple different color lights here, and then it just talks about how to use the different mounting options. So let's go ahead and take a look at the light. Here it is in my hand, very, very small. I like that it doesn't stick out too much. Again, if you have it on the headband there, you don't have to worry about it coming out too much, and maybe get knocked up on something or something like that. So that's really cool. So you have your main LED right there in the middle, and then on either side you have 2 other LEDs, which will be the 2 other colored lights. So the one in the middle will be your white light, and then the ones on the outside would either be green light or red light. So again, a lot of different options. It does feel nice and sturdy, which is good. So on the side right here, you do have your little USB port, and that's where you're going to go ahead and connect your charging cable to charge up the light. And on the other side, you have your power button, which is going to turn the light on and then cycle through the different modes and stuff like that. So on the back here, you do have the light mounted onto this plate, this plastic plate, which is the one that would mount onto the headlamp. And then when the light is mounted, it actually can you can direct it in different positions. So I believe it's set up to 135 degrees. So when you have it on here, you can actually have it pointed straight out, or you can, maybe point it down at your feet, or if you're reading a map or something like that, you can point it down at the map and it'll make it easier to see. Now, because it is also a cap light, you have this little clip right here, which will allow you to mount it onto the brim of a cap. So if you mount it right here, now you have the light kind of pointing straight down, but you can go ahead and rotate it, and then that way it'll point down at your feet or straight in front of you. So that's really cool. Now, what you can do is there's a little tab right here, and it actually tells you in the instructions how to do this. But if you lift up on that tab, you can actually slide the clip out, which will make it more comfortable when you go to actually secure it onto the headband. And basically the way that you do that is you have the opening right here, which is kind of split in the middle there. So you just go ahead and feed it through. So let's see if we can see that. So you feed it through the top, which is the longer portion, and then you just kind of work it, and then it snaps into the bottom portion there. And then you just do the same thing on the opposite side. You feed it through the top. See if I can do that. There we go. And then you bend it down and feed it to the bottom, and now it is attached to the headband, and then you just close it, and there it is. So it's nice and centered. That way when you're wearing it, now you can have it pointed straight out in front of you, or kind of angle it down to your feet, or all the way down to read something, or to get the area or the light wherever it is that you're going to want it. So with the push of the button here, it'll actually turn the light on. So I'll do this way so you guys can see that. So it'll come on different modes. So this one right here is actually the high mode, which is 150 lumens. If I press it again, it'll go to medium, which is 50, then low, which is 15. Then it'll go to green, and I don't know if you guys can make it out there. Yeah, there it is, which is 1 lumen. Then to red, which is 1 lumen as well. And then if you press it, it'll turn off. Now, you can go directly to red. So if you actually leave, if you press and hold the button from the off position, it'll go directly into the red lights. So there it is, as you guys can see there. And I'll go ahead and cycle through. So it'll cycle through the different modes until off. Or if you have it in the on position, let's say we'll cycle through. So right now it is on low. If you press and hold, it'll take you straight up to turbo. There it is. And turbo is 400 lumens, which is good for 30 seconds. So again, you do have a couple different options as far as what to do with the light, which is really cool, especially because it's such a small form factor that you have the ability to have those different color LEDs, so green and red for different things. So the red is good to read maps and preserve low light, so it preserves your night vision, and then the different modes and the different outputs, so low, medium, high, and then all the way up to turbo. So that's really cool. And a headlamp of such a small form factor, and it has a lot of options. So that's really cool. So I just wanted to go ahead and show this to you guys because I know I am always on the lookout for things to add to different kits and stuff like that. And a headlamp is something that I always try and include into like a bailout bag or into a camping bag or something like that, as an addition to an existing flashlight, handheld flashlight. Because again, sometimes you just want to go hands-free, and a headlamp will be able to give you that capability. Now, obviously, because this is rechargeable, you would have to have some way to recharge it. So something to pair with this would be a battery bank. That's what I would recommend if you're going to keep something like that. If not, obviously going with something where it uses regular batteries, then that would be another option. So there it is, just a quick look at the micro headlamp and cap light from Nebo. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.